Alright, now side c squared. Look at the pattern, okay? Look at the pattern. A squared is equal to b squared plus c squared. B squared is equal to a squared plus c squared. What's c squared going to be equal to? Good. A squared plus b squared minus 2. Now every time it's been minus 2 times the two variables that are on the same side of the equal sign, right? It was minus 2 BC. It was minus 2 AC. So now it's going to be minus 2 AB times the cosine of C. Very good. So it's pretty easy to memorize if you put a little bit of effort into it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use this to find x. And here's our triangle. Side HK, or I'm sorry, vertices H, K, J. H is a 45-degree angle. J is 73 degrees. And let's see. No, you know what? I just drew that wrong. So let's erase those angles. Sorry about that. You can keep the triangle, but let's erase the vertices too. We can still use this triangle. But let's go back to old ABC, especially for the first example. And we'll make side AB equal to x. Side AC is equal to 11. Angle C is 28. Side BC is 9. So we've got two sides and an included angle. Okay, so we're trying to find this missing side. So our x squared is equal to, it's the other two sides now, okay? In this formula, your a squared equals b squared plus c squared. If you're trying to find a squared, all right, it's equal to the other two sides squared. So we're trying to find x. So we're going to say that x squared is equal to 11 squared plus 9 squared minus 2 times 11 times 9 times cosine of the angle opposite the side you're trying to find. Correct. C, which is 28. Good. So cosine 28. So our x squared is going to be equal to, in your calculator, do 11 squared plus 9 squared first. 11 x squared plus 9 x squared hit equals 202 minus. Now, you got 202 minus. You can do everything else in the calculator. So you got 2 times 11 times 9 times 28 cosine. Do you get 174.82? Good. Alright, so our x squared is equal to 202 minus 174.82. 27.18. And then if we find the square root of both sides here, then our x is equal to 5.2. You guys alright with that? Let's do one more of those. We're going to find x one more time. Let's see, in this triangle we've got here DG and F. We've got angle G at 125. Side DG is 15. Side GF is 19. And side DF is the x that we're trying to find. So again, you got two sides and an included angle. You're trying to find the third side of this triangle. So your x squared is going to be equal to 15 squared plus 19 squared minus 2 times those same two sides. So it's 2 times 15 times 19 times cosine of the only angle given. But it's also the angle opposite the side you're looking for. Okay? It's opposite the side you're looking for, so cosine 125. So same process in the calculator. Your x squared is equal to 15 squared plus 19 squared. I get 586 minus everything else you can do right straight across. 2 times 15 times 19 times 125 cosine. Did y'all get negative 326.9? Did you? That's odd. Oh well. Negative 326.9 4. So now look, when we subtract a negative, what do? Good. Add them. So 586 plus 326.94, 912.94. And then we can find the square root of both sides. The square root of x squared is equal to x. And that value is sitting on your calculator, so you can push the radical button. And I got 30.2. So this is 30.2. So we're going to expand this for one little application here, and we're going to solve this triangle. We're going to find one of these other angles. Because when you're asked to solve a triangle, that means find all the sides and find all the legs. Or find all the sides and find all the angles. Now, we need an angle, right? If we know 3 sides and 1 angle, we can go back to law of sines. So let's find this angle D. Alright? We can say that the sine of angle D over 19 is equal to the sine of 125 over 30.2. Alright? Sine of D over its opposite side equals sine of G over its opposite side. So we're going to crisscross multiply. So 19 times sine 125 equals sine of D times 30.2. So 19 times 125 sine, it's 15.56. Equals sine of D times 30.2. If you divide both sides by 30.2, so 15.56 divided by 30.2, you get 0.52. 0.52 equals the sine of angle D. So if we know the sine of angle D, we can use inverse sine, right? To find the angle measure. So with the 0.52 sitting on your calculator screen, push second sine. And if you push second sine, then 31.02 equals the measure of angle D. So we're going to round it to the nearest tenth. We're going to call it 31. So this angle D up here is 31 degrees. And now we can take 180 minus 125 minus 31, and angle F would be 24 degrees. So let's write this. Put a little asterisk right here. We're going to say if 0.52 equals sine of D, then the inverse sine of 0.52 equals the measure of angle D. Okay? Hopefully equals the measure of angle D. Sometimes you forget what you type in your calculator to get from this step right here, from that step to here. Okay? You had the 0.52 sitting in your calculator, and that was equal to the sine of angle D. So with that 0.52 sitting in your calculator, you just push second sine, and that gave you the measure of angle D. Alright, hopefully you're good on that. It's pretty good stuff right there, I gotta tell you. Whew, boy, that's a lot of practice. Alright, so here's your practice for today. Page 107. Law of sines, law of cosines. Got a bunch of practice here on each. So on page 107 in your workbook, problems 1 through 16. And check focus for homework.